We drove an hour and a half to get here. Colleen has been here once before and says it's awesome. I've never been here, so if it ends up being a dud, not my fault.
So we are in Dayton, Ohio today on a big antiquing haul because we're less than a week away from the March antique candle upload, so we need our last minute finds.
Yep, and we drove an hour and a half to get here. Colleen has been here once before and says it's awesome. I've never been here, so if it ends up being a dud, not my fault.
I do remember it being really, really big, so I'm excited for Jer to see it, and I'm also excited to have him with me because I know there's probably a lot that I missed. It's always fun when we go antiquing together.
We are obviously looking for our antique candy dishes. We're looking for mason jars with glass lids.
Vintage tins.
Vintage tins. We're always on the lookout there. Obviously, that's our main mission. But we're also looking for some upcycle opportunities. So we don't really have anything in mind necessarily. So we'll see what they have in store for us.
Right.
Hopefully something.
So because this is a larger mall, I'm hoping that we can find 30 to 40 vintage pieces today.
Yeah.
So we'll see, fingers crossed.
Alrighty, so we just got into this mall and we already found a pink nesting hen. And we're on our way to the front to really start looking now.
And this is awesome because the last time I was here, it was a weekend, so it was packed. And it's kind of dead today. It's a Monday, so always a good thing.
Getting started, we always choose one side of the store. We go down that row, we go up the very next row. We always stay super disciplined, except for picking up that pink hen just now. But besides
which was
that,
driving me insane.
I was actually trying to stop quite a bit. But you can see how big this store is behind us. So we want to stay disciplined so we can really see everything and not get overwhelmed.
Right. So they have a great selection of vintage beer tins here, which we don't typically get exposed to. So we're searching for some good finds, and we actually already have 3 that we found. We've had a big cat before and loved it. So right now I am checking out this glass piece for any chip imperfections around the rim. Clear glass can be pretty sneaky. This guy looks good and we've never had one like it before. So excited because we didn't mention this before we came in, but these vintage bunny dishes are on our list right now. With Easter approaching, we've already found one.
All right, so we just got done with our first aisle. We got 8 pieces, so if that trend continues, we will be well beyond that 30 to 40 piece goal. And you see Colleen in the background checking out some colorful toys. All right, so another thing that I'm always on the lookout for is a cool antique scooper for our wax when I'm measuring wax making batches, but this one's a little too rusty, a little too expensive, so the search continues.
We have found a lot of really neat vintage jars today, and we're digging through this booth right now. So vintage blue ball jars, specifically in the pint size with the glass lids, are something that we kind of started having more in the antique candle upload, so we're definitely going to pick up a few of these. We have made it through the second row. We have a full cart, so we're going to drop our finds off up at the front just to keep them safe and secure.
We've been through 3 more aisles. They were a little bit slower, but we still picked up 12 more pieces. One of my favorite things about antiquing is you get to see so many one-of-a-kind vintage items. You know, it's not just small knickknacks, but you can see this huge Coca-Cola cooler. It has different shelves on the inside. This is probably from the 50s, and I'm guessing it was in a restaurant. But it's so cool to see. Me and Colleen were just talking about how much we'd love to have something like this at the house.
So this is something that I've never seen before. So it's basically an older version of a calculator. It's an adding machine. Jer, of course, is checking out. It's almost a bar that takes up an entire booth, right?
Yeah, it is a big bar. This is an antique map drawer, and each one of these little handles has a state. Like this says Indiana, and you pull it out.
So neat.
All right, so I am on the hunt for antique pulleys. I want to upcycle these as hanging planters, like having a macrame planter hanging from this. So I think I'm actually gonna pick this little guy up. There's no rope, but that's perfectly fine. All right, so Colleen just had a panic attack. She decided to leave her phone in the worst possible scenario, which is an antique store, but we ventured back, we just found it.
We're like 5 rows back. It's always so hard when we find vintage pieces that are so perfect. We love the vintage crayon, school supply tins, but someone has written on it, kind of scratched it up. Always heartbreaking.
I made fun of Colleen earlier because she lost her phone. Not as big of a deal, but I set down my coffee, no clue where it is. That wasn't bad at all.
That was not bad at all.
Much better than the one who lost her phone.
So I think this is our 3rd or 4th cart, and we have some of our traditional faves, like the Morton Salt tin. We always love finding this one, and then some new cuties too, like that really vibrant blue piece. How many pieces do you think that we have so far, including the cart and what they have up front for us?
So I think we've got to have 28, that'd be my guess.
Okay, so our goal was 30 to 40, so we're close.
Well on track.
So I just found another really cool piece that we're gonna snag. So it looks dark to the eye, but the cool thing about dark glass, when you hold it up to light, you can really see the color. This beauty is red, and we're definitely snagging it.
When we first started making antique candles, we picked up so many crazy items to make into candles. A lot of them didn't work out, but we had the creativity, so we thought, why not try to pick up some more really unique items? It's kind of a challenge. So I found this antique tackle box. It says fun teal or turquoise color.
And I didn't even realize it was a tackle box.
When you open it up, you can see all the different little compartments. It could be candles.
So we think that might be our first candle challenge vlog. So awesome. But it might be more of a challenge now.
I have a bad habit of closing and locking antique items that we do not have the key to. So this is locked.
He just locked it. So last time, we've had this coffee tin before, and last time we had it, everyone thought it was a green beans tin. It's not, it's a coffee tin.
Alrighty, so we are entering the last row. How you holding up?
I'm good. My question's how you're holding up. You seem tired, you seem to be moving a little quickly. I haven't said anything yet.
No, I know, I am a little tired. Ready for another snack.
So the row we were just in, we didn't find one thing, maybe?
I don't think so.
I do remember the last time I was here, I think this row has some promise.
Okay, cool.
So.
We'll see.
So when I was here before, I do remember getting a lot of stuff in this final row, and I actually just saw something as we were recording this. I'll have to check it out, but it's a green hen.
Yeah, so we wanted to get 30 to 40 pieces. Really, we wanted to get 40 pieces. I think 30 was just trying to be easy on ourselves, set easy goals.
Low goal.
But we ended up getting, what, like over 50 pieces?
Yeah. The receipt has it.
This is about how long a normal Kroger receipt is. You just get 1 or 2 things. But in this case, yeah, we got over 50 things, so that's really awesome.
And not only did we exceed our goal, it's always great when we go on a vintage haul and not only find a lot of pieces, but unique pieces too. And that's kind of the point of going on our little road trips. A lot of times we can find things that we don't always have here in Columbus. My
favorite piece from the haul is a little bit different than normal. Usually I go with glass, but I really like, I know it's so funny because this is an all pink tin, but I like pink. I just like the contrast of having a tin that's pretty rustic. You can see, like, you know, it has some scratches on it. It's a little bit beat up, but the fact that it's also pink, so rustic and pink, it's just such a good contrast.
So Jared's about to guess what my favorite is gonna be.
So I'm not really sure what your favorite is going to be, but if I had to venture a guess, I'm gonna say this emerald pinwheel pattern dish.
Favorite is actually another tin. It is this Cook's Cocoa tin. I love it, one, because it's incredibly retro. The text on it are so mid-century, but two, vintage cocoa tins are hard to come across, and I think this is actually only the second one that we've had. and we've never had a Cook's Cocoa before, even though I have seen them out. They just haven't been a right fit. So I love this piece. It's my favorite.